Now it's time for the hottest 5 minutes of your morning. It's time for the Chamber of Five, a chance for you to find out what's happening with Bozeman area businesses as we talk with the Chamber of Commerce and businesses that are members. Now let's check in with Charlie for the Chamber 5 on K-Bear.
Hey, it's Charlie here from the Chamber 5 talking to Daryl Schliem. He is the CEO of the Bozeman Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Daryl. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Charlie, how are you today?
I'm great. We talked about some real issues last time, talked about the urban camping, that sort of thing. But I was doing a remote last week out on the street, and there was a lady who was out in front of the grocery store I was at. She was getting signatures for the streamlined bus. Now, previous to that, I was reading an article about how Bozeman, of course, is burgeoning, and we've crossed the threshold of 50,000 residents. And now with that threshold, HRDC, they're maybe not getting funding for the streamlined bus, which has always been free to the residents of the Bozeman area. Now, how's the Bozeman Chamber of Commerce tied into that? Any sort of official stance that you're taking, or maybe collaborating with the city, or how does that work for as far as the chamber goes?
So yeah, we're actually working with the county, the city, and HRDC, and I just want to thank Heather for bringing these topics to us, because one of the things that we're looking at is everybody knows what it's trying to buy a home here now, the affordable housing or workforce housing is what we try to refer it to. And one thing we're looking at, once you went over the 50,000 threshold, you now have more federal funding that's out there, and an urban renewal transportation system basically is going to be another new tax, which in these times is very hard with inflation and everything else going up. But we're looking at right now what the affordability of building workforce housing inside the city limits of Bozeman is very limited because of the price per square foot of land and the types of homes that are being built there. So we're putting pressure all the way out into Manhattan, Three Forks, even out to Wheat, Montana, working with a developer in Broadwater County to how we could possibly address having an urban renewal transportation system, a bus system that would come there, feed our market with employees that would live there. And why I say that is why it would be that far out is, one, the restrictions that they have a TED district, which is basically an economic development district for that developer to pass some savings on to a developer.
Oh, gotcha.
Build the
incentive.
Build the infrastructure in. The cost of housing is cheaper. The cost of land was cheaper. Therefore, more affordable to be able to sell coming in for our workforce. One of the things that we've done the analogy on is if you had two $20 an hour incomes at home right now and had a mortgage, two kids in daycare, and a transportation of a vehicle, you would be at about 110% of your wages, which basically, you can't go over 100%.
Right, exactly. The glass is full. I can't get any more out of this.
Right. So, and that's what we're trying to address with this, is that we don't like that we're having to push our markets out. But if you look all the way, even with Yellowstone Club, Moonlight Basin, Spanish Peaks, they take probably 3,000 to 4,000 people a day from our market to work at the Big Sky area for construction, for jobs that they're creating and opening. So it's the same kind of thing we have to apply here. We're going to have to look at outlying areas where it is more affordable to buy a home, but those people probably can then not afford a vehicle to be able to transfer back and forth. So how do we transfer them through an urban renewal transportation district, which would help also our ski season? And if you look going to Big Sky or going to Bridger, if we had rural transportation system that's out there, I know a lot of us in the community are going to say the chamber director's lost his mind. The CEO should not be bringing another new tax forward during these economic times. But I think we now have the money that's here and the solutions to be able to do this, and we have the willing partners and the developers to do it.
That's good.
And what we're asking for is the 17,000 signatures, is basically if we get enough signatures to put it in front of you on the ballot. It doesn't mean if you sign the 17,000 signatures, all that's giving us the authority to do is have HRDC now allow to go to a ballot initiative, and now the voters can vote
for themselves.
Or vote it down.
At least it's there in front of you. At least you have a choice. Tell us your website again for the Chamber of Commerce.
It's bozemanchamber.com. And again, if you have questions, my direct line is 406-922-0448. Even if you don't have an opinion that would match ours, we'd love to hear from everybody to be able to come in. What we do ask is, rather than just say, you've lost your mind, don't do this, have a solution. Call us and give us a solution that's there.
It's easy enough to call somebody's name, but as when you're going to contribute, and how do we fix it? In a practical fashion, how do we fix it?
It is, and I think the collaborative effort of having different minds and different opinions in the room is very good. Even with our board today, if you took a raise of hands who wants to raise their own business tax and personal property tax to put urban renewal transportation district, I'm not going to say you're going to 100% of them are going to raise their hand to do it, just because of all the extra wages being paid, health benefits have gone up, gas prices have gone up, everything has gone up in there. But again, we're trying to get this at least in the ballot and give the 100,000+ people in Gallatin County an opportunity to say yes or no to an urban renewal transportation district.
Right, exactly. Daryl Schliem from the Bozeman Chamber of Commerce, CEO. Thank you for joining me, sir.
Charlie, Charlie. Great to see you again.
Thanks, Charlie. That has been the Chamber 5, a chance for you to visit with the Bozeman Area Chamber of Commerce and its businesses to find out what's happening in business in Bozeman. Let's get you back to more good times and great oldies now on 99.9 K-Bear.